it's hard to sometimes keep up with APP. For some reason, I don't know if you have any like hot takes on this. It was just odd that the last event they didn't air it on YouTube.
Oh,
Did they have a
I've got a take on this. I know why I know why they're not. I don't agree with it, to be honest. And I've talked to Tom about it. Tom Webb, the APP chief marketing officer, amazing dude, really, really great guy. Very smart in terms of what they're trying to do in terms of bridge the gap between, I think they just did a study where 48 million people in America have played pickleball at least once over the last year, I believe. And it's just a gigantic number of people that have at least tried it. And what the APP wants to do is bridge that gap between that mass market, which is the amateur market, and the pro game. Because he's right. If you go to a random public park and ask a couple random people that are, playing for the third, fourth, fifth time who a pro player is, they'll have no idea. Right. So it's, so they dialed back their budget this year. The APP tour did, in terms of, they didn't want to try to keep up with PPA and MLP and all the money that's going into that. So they're like, okay, we're going to pull back. We're going to try to build a long-term sustainable business where we're not just burning cash. And we're going to, we'll have kind of more limited resources. So we're going to have to figure out the best use for those, the best way to use those resources. So they felt that streaming on Thursday, Friday was not beneficial from a cost perspective. So they are putting more into kind of media packages for players and different content and storytelling and that kind of thing to actually try to bridge that gap between pros and the mass market amateur pool.
That's interesting.
And then I was just like, well, why can't you just throw up like a GoPro, throw up five GoPros, throw them up on each pro court? Who cares? And I guess the issue is they don't want to show a subpar broadcast product when they're reaching out to, big sponsors about sponsoring tournaments. They don't want to have that be the product. And, understood on some level, but at the same time, people want to watch. But yeah, his argument for that also is, we're not going after the people that are complaining about not getting the live stream on Thursday, Friday are the hardcore pickleball contingent, which is, such a tiny, tiny market of, the overall market of pickleball and what's possible. So they're like, we're going to piss those people off, but we're hoping to capture the larger audience.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I would think that if you're trying to get sponsors, that your sponsors would be interested in how you're broadcasting the sport. I guess you could also have alternative you can also have sponsors who are just interested in like, how are you going to promote this at just an event? It's like banners and social media. I will say they did put out a trailer. I don't remember what event it was for, but it is happened very recently, where they just like put out this really, really good trailer. It was just like the video editing was great. I think like Alex Strong was the first person shown, and they just, it seemed like they were more purposeful and intentful with the story that they're trying to tell.
Yep.
And it didn't seem like it was just another event. As soon as I found out that they weren't broadcasting that event, I was just like, so is that the end of APP or?
Yeah, it's an interesting model, man. It's going to be, I'm excited to see how it all plays out in terms like they're definitely not slowing down the APP. Like they're in it for the long game and they're putting resources behind it. They're trying to, get big sponsors on board. They're trying to increase prize money. They're doing it all. It's just a matter of, can they sustain while you have another tour that has the majority of top players?